G'day and welcome to the Ball Boys AFL Fantasy Podcast. Today we're talking about something a little bit different. We're going to be talking about a brand new game that's going to tickle that fantasy itch of yours. We're talking GameDay Squad. Let's go!
Hodge has done it from nowhere. Lifting the goal from inside the 30. Sheed from the boundary. Dusty.
The legend becomes immortal.
G'day and welcome again to the Ball Boys AFL Fantasy Podcast. I'm your host, Mitch Casey, and you can find me on X at Ball Boys Fantasy. You can find our podcast page on X at Ball Boys AFL. Like I said off the top of the show today, guys, bit of a different podcast today. We're going to be talking fantasy in a way, but a different kind of fantasy. We're going to be talking about a brand new game to me. It's been around for a little bit, but it's a brand new game for me in GameDay Squad. So if you're like me and you love your fantasy sports, you want to try new things out, I always like to try some new games. So tried the Slider Survivor draft last year, Rare's Magic's competition, done a few other fantasy. I've played fantasy basketball, fantasy NFL, lots of different things. So this is sort of the next evolution, I think, when it comes to fantasy sports. So absolutely keen to try it out. But I am by no means an expert. I'm going to be diving this in for the full time. So instead of me waffling on about GameDay Squad and telling you all about it, I've hired in the big guns. Friend of the show, Bales is on to let us know all about it. Bales, welcome to the podcast, mate. Good to have you on. How have you been?
Good, thanks, mate. Yeah, it's good to, as I said to you pre-pod, it's good to hear the intro play in the headphones as well. Normally I can't hear it, but it's good to hear the intro. Always love jumping on with you or Luke to chat some fantasy. And GameDay Squad's been a good addition to my fantasy what's the word? Fantasy portfolio.
Hey, there you go.
I like to call it. It's good. Keen to talk to you about it. And for those listeners out there that are keen to jump into something new, I certainly do recommend it. We'll get to everything that you need to know before getting started.
So we're obviously an AFL fantasy podcast, so that's our bread and butter. We know AFL fantasy. We know the scoring. Now, GameDay Squad is in the same realm of AFL fantasy. You get points for kits, you get points for marks and goals and all these sort of things, but there are a few key differences. Let's start by some of the differences in terms of the scoring. Okay, there is some slight difference in scoring. It's close, but there is some little tweaks here and there. What are the differences in the scoring that you can tell us from fantasy, Bales?
Yeah, so I think that the two big differences is that you get the extra point for kicks, so you get 4 points instead of 3.
And that's pretty big. That's pretty big.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure we'll chat about that because I think that we're already talking about in AFL fantasy how it's going to favour some players. I think this is going to go even further with that. Goals, it's 8 points instead of 6, so you get the extra couple of points there, but you get 0 points from behind. So that's the thing. So you want your players to be accurate. Guys like Toby Green, where I've seen them kick 1 goal 5, you're certainly not going to help you out. But if you get some guys like big man Riley Thilthorpe kick 5 goals straight, you're going to get some extra points there. So hit-outs and that's all the same. Handballs, marks, tackles, they're all the same. But the free kicks for and against, probably the only other little thing. It's +2 for a free kick, -2 for a free against. Obviously, in normal fantasy scoring, it's +1 and -1 for those.
So those are doubled. Yeah. Well, it was -3, I suppose, for
-3. What? Yeah, one more.
So you're less punished for the negative and more rewarded for the positive, which is nice. You know, a little bit more positive here. And I think maybe we'll get some more free kicks going, especially early in the season with the new rules. You know, it talks about all these rucks giving away a bunch of free kicks at the centre square. I wonder if that will be something that swings wildly one way early on. But the thing I think you said there, the biggest thing here is the kicks. You're getting 50% more points for kicks, or 33% more for kicks. So you're really looking at, I would assume, those high kick to handball ratio. We already love them in fantasy, but we love them even more in GameDay Squad. So I'm thinking players like Jordan Dawson, someone like, your halfbacks like a Nazai Wangney-Miller, Wang for those playing along, Max Holmes, like these sort of guys, your halfback Zorko, these kind of guys I would imagine would score a lot better even more so compared to, say, your inside midfielders in GameDay Squad.
Yeah. So like even like last year, like with the midfielders, like Dawson was pretty much in my squad every week, and people say, "Oh, you love Dawson. That's the only reason why." No, that's true, right? But there's also the true bit of the fact that he's actually still a very good fantasy player, so it does work. Errol Gould, another one that is really, really good with these. So I think that the thing I want to get your take on this as well is that I think that this is, we've talked about in AFL Fantasy how these outside players are probably going to be really, really effective this year, particularly those outside guys, because of the rule changes, because of the game being sped up. And GameDay Squad, it rewards this, right? It rewards that quick ball movement, those kicks, and if it's higher scoring, right, there's going to be more goals, which means there's going to be more points in GameDay Squad, right? You get the extra bonus couple of points there. So, like, normally if a player gets a mark kick goal, it's 12 points in AFL Fantasy, whereas if your player gets a mark kick goal here, what's that? You're going to get 15. Is that 15 points? I think I'm correct. Yeah, 15 points instead. So it's obviously that. Well, 3 points doesn't seem like a lot, right? But if your forward kicks 4, 5, 6 goals and then mark it all the time, it's
25% more scoring. Like, that adds up a lot. If you it improved your scoring by 25%. If you're averaging 100, you're averaging 125. Like that's a significant difference. So, and I think it just also rewards not only the goal scorers, but just the general accumulators. I know that the scoring hasn't changed in terms of the marks and tackles, but the ratio between that and the disposal point scoring, because of that extra point for the kick, those guys that do maybe not tackle, like I'm thinking like a Noah Anderson or someone like that, he's still getting a lot of the ball. He's still getting a lot of kicks. So he's going to be rewarded a little bit more for that. So I think those players that are maybe punished comparatively to the rest of the group in the midfield will probably be less so in this format. So someone like a Noah Anderson, I could also imagine being a solid scorer in this format. But that's not the only difference. We've also got, so obviously in AFL Fantasy, you start with, I guess, a budget of some kind. You have a salary cap. You kind of have a salary cap in this as well, if I'm not mistaken. But how does it actually work in terms of the types of cards and things like that? Talk us a bit about that.
Yeah, so obviously, as you said, with AFL Fantasy, you just have players, they score what they score, and that's it. Obviously, you get a captain and they get double points, right? But in GameDay Squad, you've got a number of different, they're called rarities. So bronze is the one at the base, which is what they score is what they get, right? So if a player scores 100 points, they're going to get 100, right? Silver is 1.1 times multiplier, and every rarity goes up, right? So silver's 1.1, gold is gold 1.2, platinum 1.3, diamond 1.4, and then legend, which is the top one, is 1.5 times multiplier. So for those playing long haul, obviously you get the whatever they score times obviously what the multiplier is, right? So these rarities, you can't, they're a lot hard to get the higher they go, right? So legends at the top, there's only one available for every card, and they're like very, 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 very hard to get. I've only ever got one, and it was being Anthony Scott. So I got absolutely stitched up with getting a one that's not relevant at all. But if you get one of those guys, even diamonds, so there's, I think, limited to 100 across the platform. So they're a little bit easier, but still hard. Platinums, it's like 500, I think, and it sort of goes up. And I think bronze is unlimited, right? So yeah, it's the obviously we'll talk about the competition in a sec, right? But the better the cards, the higher competition you're going to have to enter, right? So if you're just starting out, the bronze cards are going to be really helpful because you'll be able to enter the two competitions, which I'm sure you're going to be chatting about.
Yeah. And I suppose, so GameDay Squad doesn't have like a captain score, for example, but the different ranks of cards is essentially their version of a captain score. So you if you have a high scoring player, you're going to want them to be your gold card. You want the better scoring players to be the higher ranked cards, because obviously if they're scoring better, they're going to be multiplied more. You're going to get more points. So, and now I understand like there's a bit of a budget, right? So like a bronze card costs less money to put on your ground or put on your field than a silver or a gold card. Is that right?
Yeah. So in terms of like the salary cap you get with each competition, I think it's like bronze is 500,000, silver is 600, gold 700, platinum 800, diamond 900, legend 1,000. So obviously it goes up in $100,000 increments going up there. And then you've also got special cards. Probably not going to worry about that today because that's delving in a little bit more when you sort of win some prizes and end of season sort of stuff with all-star and prize cards, but it sort of goes up. And as you say, right, is if you've got a player that's coming up against a really good opportunity, so let's say Errol Goulden come against West Coast round 4, you want a high rarity on him, right? Because there's no captain score, but you can, if you've got a platinum version, that's essentially like a quote-unquote captain, playing him as a high rarity compared to other players in your squad, you're going to get more. So if you've got multiple players that have got a good matchup, you could have potentially 4 or 5 quote-unquote captain type scores because you've got more multipliers on them. So when you build up your club more, that'll be when you can delve into that. But when you got your bronzes, obviously you sort of just get the base score of all your players.
But with the salary cap, it's not like, if you have 30 gold cards, you can't just put 30 gold cards into your thing because that would take you over the cap. You've got to be a little bit selective, I guess, when it comes to which gold cards you put in. And so I hadn't tried GameDay Squad before, and I'd sort of heard about it here and there. But the thing that really got me interested this season is that the ability to play, because I've always sort of thought, okay, it's a bit of you got to buy the packs and stuff like that. But the more I've heard about it and learnt about it is that there is an absolute free way to play this game. So the different competitions is probably where that is applicable, and you sort of work your way up. You sort of, it's sort of like a Premier League promotion kind of thing where, you work your way up. If you get enough prizes, in cards, you can then challenge the next league. So the different competitions you've got, talk to me if I'm wrong, Bales, but you've got the what is it?
I got them all through.
Yeah, you got them here. Hit me with the first two in particular. They were the ones the starter and contender competitions. That's the one I'm looking for.
Yeah, so starter's the one where you put all bronzes in. You can't do any silvers, golds, or anything like that. So starter is just for those new players that are just starting out in GameDay Squad. Have just opened their welcome packs and bonus packs and everything they've got when they've signed up, and it's just bronzes, right? You move up to contender. That might be when you've accumulated a few of these silvers, and I believe you put golds in as well, but you can't do anything more than that. So if you've got a few packs, few golds and silvers, you can go to contender. That's got a little bit more salary caps. That's 12.5 salary cap to 11.5. So you get that $1 million to spend. So what is it? You get silvers and golds, 100,000 for a silver extra, 200,000 for a gold. Sort of can put that amongst your players there and go on the salary cap. And then you go classic challenger champion. Champion is for the big boys. They're the ones that spending the money, spend the big bucks, and don't be mistaken for the world famous big boys on the Ball Boys channel that'll be covering, I'm sure, before round 1. But for those guys spending the money, champions where you're going. So for us starting out, not spending much or spending any and trying to play free to play, starter and contender are certainly the ones you want to be going for.
Yeah, and so that's going to be my goal this year. And so what I'm going to do, and I'm going to update all you guys throughout the season, just little touches here and there, is I'm going to be challenging myself. I'm not going to spend a single cent on GameDay Squad. I'm a tight ass. Ask Luke. I'm not going to spend a single cent on GameDay Squad, and I'm going to start by trying to do these sort of starter and contender competitions. Probably where I'm going to spend my time this year. See if I can use my fantasy prowess to win a few of those competitions, because it's just like it's honestly like fantasy classic without a captain. That's sort of what it is. You've got your selection of your cards there. You plug and play. A bit of DFS. It's weekly competitions. So every competition is on their own week. So you look at the matchups. You look at who's got the green games, who's got the red games. You go based off that. They also have an opening round competition. So you'll have a bit of more of a select pool of players.
Finals as well.
Yes, the finals as well. So we'll see if I can last that long or if I hang it up before then. But winning those competitions, or at least placing pretty well, will earn you some prize packs. Is that right? How do they work?
Yeah, so every week, GameDay Squad. I think that's the best thing about GameDay Squad, right? Is in AFL Fantasy, as you know, you've been near the top, and you've experienced getting that wonderful hat that you're wearing. That every time I see, I want my own. So guys, better get my own. But on GameDay Squad, the best thing is you get prizes every week. So you get prizes regardless of what comp you're in. So like, just for example, in the starter comp, so you round prize from opening round to round 24. If you come first, you get what's that? 9 packs, right? So you get 5 9-player common packs if you come first, and 4 of the starter packs, right? So that's like that's in excess of 50 on players, right? So it's a really, really good sort of if you come first. And second, you get a tiny bit less. Third, they've got a web page on the website. Yeah. So if you guys do want to have a look at different comps and what you can get, it's got it all set out there ready to go. But if you come top 500 and starter, you get packs back, right? So if you come 500, you get 4 of the starter packs. So you get 4 players just just pretty much for entering, right? So like if you're putting in the players that you need to and not being too silly with like the players are only going to score like 15, 20 points, and you put the players that are going to score well, you're going to finish top 500 and you better get some packs back. And contender obviously is where you can get a little bit of money, right? So if you come first, you get $75, $50, and then as you keep going like sort of up the list, that's where you can get the big prizes. So if you do want to go up there, I still haven't reached there yet, and I've spent a little bit of money, not too much, a little bit, but if you want to get up there, you got to work your way. That's for sure.
Yeah, 100%, and that's the thing that's kind of got me intrigued. Is like it's the starter from the bottom. Now I'm here kind of mentality, like working your way up. And I think the thing that they introduced recently is that if you've played in some of those more advanced leagues before, and you're decked out, you've got these gold packs, you've got all the good cards. You can't actually go back and pick on the poor newbies like myself. You're sort of forced to play in where you belong. So it sort of makes it feel like a nice level playing field at the start. So if you're playing in these sort of the bottom sort of 1 or 2 competitions, you're playing against other people like myself. So yeah, you can definitely still feel like you've got a chance, and it's not like these big dogs come along and bully you around a bit. So. Although, I'll still do the bullying, mate. Don't worry. I don't need those big packs. I'll come and do it. I should have mentioned this right off the top here, but if you guys do sign up to GameDay Squad, you will, if you use the promo code BALLBOYS, and when you log in, you can't miss it. There's a big pop-up thing that says promo code. Type in Ball Boys. You guys will get a free prize there from me. You'll get a few packs from me. You'll get 9 common player packs in your account. So, you'll get 3 9-player common packs. So about 27 players for absolutely nothing, cost you nothing, and just lets them know that we sent you. And if we get enough, we might even be able to do some Ball Boys competitions in GameDay Squad. So if you guys are interested in something like that, going up against me, mano and mano, go in, make sure you give the Ball Boys promo code, plug that in, and we'll be able to get some sort of competitions going if we get enough interest. Just
with that as well, when we get those 3 packs, so obviously you make sure you do it right, because you get 27 players, but they're all silver and gold. They're all silver, gold, platinum, diamonds. If you're lucky enough to pack a legend in that as well, like that's where you can start building. You get 27 players, and those 27 players, you can use a number of those in contender, right? So off the bat, you can enter 2 different comps and you can win prizes, right? So if you don't use the code, you're doing yourself a bit of a disservice playing on GameDay Squad, because you're sort of doing it with one hand tied behind your back. If you use the code, you get plaques, you can get more players to use in contender, 2 comps, 2 different prizes. You're sort of away, and then you can start building up, work you out the classic maybe, and then start going up to maybe towards those big boys up at champion.
Yeah, absolutely. So what we're going to do now, let's plug it in here and have a look at the website. Okay, so on screen here now you'll see this. I'll have to just resize some things real quick on here so it all fits in there nice and snug. But you'll see on the left-hand side here is the sort of how you find your way around. So this is where you open up with dashboard. And like I said, when you log in here, I've already created an account and it's all pretty easy. You just put in an email and a password and away you go. There'll be a big old sign here before you even get to any of this, which will say promo code, and that's where you put in Ball Boys. So make sure you do that one, guys. It's all capital letters, but I'm pretty sure you can't put in lowercase. So it's Luke proof, guys. It's Luke proof. You won't be able to stuff it up. So dashboard, that's where I guess you're going to see your competitions, the matches and things like that.
4 weeks.
4 weeks. It's getting close, mate. Competitions. This is where we were talking about before with the different level competitions. So this is that starter comp that we talked about where this is your salary cap. Bronze only is the only cards you can use.
Yeah.
And then this is the other one that I might be playing probably this season, where you can use bronze, silver, gold, a little bit more salary cap so you can fit in those guys there. And then these are the big dog where Bales is playing his thing with his decked out cards over here. So that's where you find the competitions. Packs. Now, I haven't done this, and what we're going to do later on, probably next week, I'm going to be doing a pack opening where we're going to see what I've got. So these are my guys all sitting here waiting, ready to go for me to open up. Haven't done that yet. Hopefully I can pull, I don't know, Diamond Wang. That's what I want. I want a Diamond Wang.
Oh, so I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but they're the starter ones, so you only get bronzes.
What about these ones?
So those ones there. So if you go to store on the side bit there, because so if you go store, and just on your thing there, there you go. That's where. So this is where if you want to put a little bit of dough in, a little bit of money, to go get your GameDay Squad journey started, you can buy these packs here. What you can also do is if you win money through GameDay Squad, you can also email the boys on Discord or through email and actually get, if you say you win $100 and you want packs, they can send you, I think you get double your money if you want packs, right? So you can get $200 worth of packs. So if you want to accelerate your club and build it more, you can go here and you can buy these cards. This is where you get silver up. You can't get bronzes here. This is where you get silver up. So if you want to get these ones, this is where if you want your Diamond Wang, you might have to either one, put a tiny bit of money, or two, if you do get some good results early in the season.
I got to say true to my word, not a single cent. So I'm gonna win it the hard way, but it'll feel all the more sweet when he's on my team and I can plug him in there. So yeah, that's the store there. Once I do have players, they'll be sitting here, but I haven't opened my packs up just yet. And this is also interesting. I find this feature kind of interesting because it reminds me a little bit of like your NBA 2K My Team or your FIFA Ultimate Team kind of vibe where you've got the trade block, right? So once you get some cards, or if you want to go looking for some, you can do it here. If you want someone specific and someone's looking to trade them out, like if you were dead set, I need Sam Flanders, and here's a platinum Sam Flanders. Well, this guy here is selling it for $6, but I believe sometimes people might also be asking for other cards in return. And I think this is where, especially like say, for example, you get a prize and I'm dead set trying to win my sort of contender competition, for example. And I don't need or I can't really use my platinums. Say I win a platinum card, I might prefer to trade that platinum card for maybe 2 gold cards. Because for that competition, that's going to serve me more because I can't use the platinum card yet. So, and that will help me then win more prizes. So I think that's the kind of strategy that at least I'll be sort of trying to entertain when it comes to GameDay Squad, at least for this early part of the season, so I can just snowball that a little bit more.
Yeah, and that's what you can do, right? You can either, if you said, get a platinum, even a diamond, you can list them up and try and get other different rarities for the competition you're playing, or you can store it away. Because the best thing that with GameDay Squad, as you say, like with AFL Fantasy, it's year to year, right? It's you get your team salary cap, end of season, you get a hat, you get a highlights, or you don't, and or you win a league or you don't, and it resets. GameDay Squad, you keep all these players, right? You keep them from year to year. Even bronzes, they don't reset. You keep them, so that's what I mean, right? It's a dynasty platform. You can build your club up, and in 2-3 years' time, you guys could have like a couple hundred platinums, couple hundred like you could have a heap there, and you could be playing all different types of comps, right? So obviously when you get to the other ones, you can't play the others. But I always like to think of GameDay Squad as a mixture of anyone that collected footy cards as a kid, team coach or select footy cards, mix that in with the NBA 2K, My Club or a FIFA Ultimate Team.
Yeah.
Mix that with AFL Fantasy and put it all in one.
Yeah.
It's that's what I love it. I played Ultimate Team as a kid. I collected footy cards as a kid. I play fantasy, obviously. So that's why I think it resonates. I mean, it resonates probably a lot of people because I'm sure that people would have done at least one or potentially all 3 of those throughout their lifetime.
Yeah, I was a big time NBA 2K sweat for a little while there, and my team was a big part of that. So this is definitely giving me those kind of vibes, and so combining it with that AFL fantasy flavor, I'm excited to get it going, and having some of those rarer cards where it's like it's yours and there's not many other people that have it. That's a pretty cool feeling. So.
Do you just want to click on Tom Power there for a second?
Yeah.
Just, so if you click on it there. See, it says there, right? So this person is asking for Nick. Is that Nick Newman? Okay, it's a tiny bit small for me.
Whereas this person is asking for. Where would I say that?
Not in collection. It says the logo there. Would say like the Carlton player. It's got like the name. I don't know if it's too small for me to read.
Oh, it says and Newman. Yeah.
So Nick Newman, right? So this person has listed up their Tom Power Diamond, and they're asking for a Nick Newman Diamond, right? So this is where you can go. So you can ask for up to 4 players. So if you've got a Nick Dacos bronze, and you, like Mitch, let's say you're hell-bent on getting Nasai Wanganeen-Miller, Errol Goulden, Tristan Sherry, and Harry Sheasel, right? And you want any of those 4. You just like, I don't have these 4. I want any of the 4. You list up your Nick Dacos, and someone can offer you 1, 2, maybe they offer you all 4 players, and then you get it, right? But you can get a multitude. You can get like 3, 4 different offers. If someone offers you 2 players, but then someone offers you 1, but you want that one person, that one player more, you can accept that offer. And that, so that's how you can play it, but strategically on the transfer market as well. You can get, you can ask for a few more players, and some people might be generous enough to give you some extra players as well. And then the other thing I'd say is that the GameDay Squad have got like a Discord that you can chat amongst your like people and say, I've got this person, like a Nick Dacos bronze up for like trade. I would like such and such. And normally there's some real good legends in there that say, mate, all good, I'll send you this player and this player, and you can sort of work it there. So if you are looking for that, or even get in the comments on the Ball Boys, on the videos, if Mitch has got a card that you want and someone
I'm listening to offers.
There,
I'm always entertaining offers, whether it's in my keeper leagues on GameDay Squad now. So if I pull something on next week when we do that show, I'll absolutely be entertaining offers if you're playing.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, thank you very much, Bales. We might call it there. We'll try to keep it short and sweet and not give everyone too much to focus on. Once you get in, then you can start playing around. So again, make sure when you go to GameDay Squad, sign up. You don't have to pay a single cent. Get that promo code BALLBOYS in there. Start off with your extra 3 packs. That'll kick you off to the races there. Hopefully you pull something nice. And come and catch me doing the competitions with the starter and contender competitions. And if you want to go ahead, splash some cash and get something in there, that's fine. Or you can do it just like I'm doing it and do a free-to-play series and test yourself that way. A little bit of a choose-your-own challenge and difficulty, mate. But Bales, thank you for coming online, mate. I know it's a bit of a different one, but before we say goodbye, where can people find you, and what have the AFL Fantasy Fanatics got coming up?
Yeah, so Mitch, thanks for having me on, mate. Always a pleasure to jump on, and I'm always available to jump on and help you out, mate. So thank you very much. At BuzzDT across socials, at AFL Fantasy Fans on X as we can find us, Fantasy Fanatics on all the platforms, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, wherever you want to do. If you want to see our beautiful faces, or maybe ugly mugs, if you want to refer to it as that, then you can head over to YouTube there and check us out as well. And just kicking off like rest of the club previews, head-to-head series starting soon. And then we're going to be doing the Pracky match reviews, opening round review. It's coming up soon. We may have something special between the Fanatics and Ball Boys, so stay tuned for that in a few weeks' time. I'm sure we'll let the people know about that. And once you've joined the Ball Boys Patreon, make sure if you'd like to get some extra content from the Fantasy Fanatics, we've also got our own Patreon as well, patreon.com/AFL Fantasy Fanatics, if you'd like to go there. But thanks, Mitch, for having me on, and good luck to all those jumping on GameDay Squad this year and giving it a crack.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thank you very much, Bales, for coming on, guys. Make sure you give this video a like and subscribe and a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, where you listen to. And we will catch you guys next week for some more AFL Fantasy Footy. Bye.